You're welcome to Positive Impact. My name is Joy Elenwo and I'm your host for today. Positive Impact is a program that talks about social issues that affect the family and society generally. Hello everyone, welcome to Positive Impact. My name is Joy Elenwo and I'm your host for today. Positive Impact is a program where we talk about social issues that affect the society and the family. Today we're going to talk about domestic violence, especially because there's an increase of it in our society, and it has led to some of them have led to loss of lives. We have a special guest, a professional in our studio today, who's going to give us her views and also educate us on how to manage this big challenge. Her name is Mrs. Chibuzo Maliz Obichukwu. We'll see her when we come back. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Welcome to Positive Impact. My name is Joy. Because ultimately, you are your own competition. Because until you arise, every other thing. Welcome back. I'm still your host, Joy Elenwo. I have Mrs. Chibuzo Maliz Obichukwu in the studio. She's a relationship coach and she's here to educate us more on domestic violence. You're welcome, Mrs. Chibuzo Obichukwu. What is domestic violence?
Domestic violence is basically any abuse that occurs in the domestic setting in the home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you just give us an example?
It can be verbal.
Yes.
When you say hurtful words to your spouse,
Okay.
It can be verbal, it can be physical, it can be emotional.
Yeah.
It can also be religious, when you use religion to try to silence your partner.
Okay, today actually we there's this issue alleged, that a lady was going through domestic violence in her marriage, and do you think it's better for us to stay in the home while we're going through this, or what options do we have?
Domestic violence is one thing that is actually common. It's common in our society because of cultural the way people view marriage. That when you are married and things happen, you don't talk. As a virtuous woman per se, you keep quiet, and that because parents, our mothers, grandmothers, they went through it, and it now looks as if it's normal, but it's not supposed to be. And one thing too is that domestic violence is not just about women.
Yeah.
Men are also abused, yes. Just at the rate at which we have more women victims.
Okay.
My advice is somebody going through domestic violence, it's better the person moves away.
How? From marriage?
One thing about this is dangerous, because you might say, okay, I want to save my marriage. We were wedded in the church, and of course the religious leaders will always tell you to pray and fast. But you can do that, but from afar.
Okay. Don't you think they should maybe go through counseling or something, or that's not good enough?
That's actually good. That is actually the best thing to do.
Okay.
When people are going through domestic violence, it's good to go to a professional counselor.
Okay.
But because of the way we take religion in this part of the world, when a woman, I'm using a woman now,
yes. Okay.
for obvious reasons.
Okay.
So when women go through domestic violence, most times it's either they tell their parents or they go straight to their pastor.
Okay.
And then the pastor most will always tell you to pray. They will come through that religious point of view that with prayer changes everything. But this thing is about something. It's about choice.
Okay.
It shouldn't be spiritual.
Yeah. What if it's persistent? This is continuous, and it keeps taking you to the hospital. You have bruises all over. What do you do?
The best solution is to separate
Okay.
first. Just move out of that environment, that harmful environment first. Even if you want to pray, you want to go through more counseling and everything, but do that from a safe place.
Okay, so when you see the signs of domestic violence, say in a man or a woman, at what point do you say no? At what point do you say enough is enough?
Unfortunately, there is people present a lot. So sometimes the red flags are not always obvious. When you see somebody that has no control of his or her temper, it's actually a sign. But most times it's not really so obvious. Then you now think that, oh, maybe he was just angry today.
Okay.
That tomorrow he will change. But unfortunately, most abusers don't change because it's a choice.
Okay. And I noticed that in most relationship, especially the women, they don't leave the relationship. So why is it so? Are they in denial or something? Why do they stay and go through this violence in their marriage?
There are reasons.
Yeah.
One is that women in this part of the world, we've been trained right from the home to see abuse as normal.
Okay.
He hits you, just that. Is that why you want to leave the house? And you now begin to doubt yourself, like, am I not taking it too far? Shouldn't I have just been a better wife? So that's the thing. But one thing I will always advise every woman, and the most important is finance.
Okay.
It comes to a time that a woman will like, this is getting too much. I've prayed, I've fasted, I've talked to people to talk to him, and he's not changing. My life is at risk, I want to leave them. Where's the money? She will first think of her children. That's the first thing. My children, if I leave this man, will I be able to feed them? Can I pay their school fees? And then the man will always threaten to throw her out of the house. She does not have money to get an accommodation. So finance is the one thing that makes women to stay in an abusive marriage.
Okay, you talked about religion as one of the reasons. In this case where you're asked to stay in your marriage or you leave the church, what do you
Most
do?
religious leaders will always tell you that God hates divorce.
Okay.
But that's not true. God loves us more than the marriage. We are first his children even before marriage. There is no marriage in heaven. Does it mean single people will not make heaven? No. But because of that religious mindset, we've been so programmed to think that everything ends in marriage. That marriage it shouldn't define anybody.
Yeah.
Marriage is just one of those things. Whether you are married or not should not define you. It shouldn't make you not to what you are supposed to do to fulfill your dreams and your vision.
Where it's alleged that a woman was going through domestic violence and she lost her life in the process. So what you think say the men now must have learnt their lessons, or the man must have learnt his lessons, or both ways? Yeah.
This is really so, domestic violence. Before a man will get to that level of allegedly beating a woman to death, to coma, it took time. It's something that is habitual. That's why I said it has nothing to do with, it's not a spiritual thing. It's not a religious thing. It's not spiritual. A man does not just wake up and start hitting. It's a habit that is developed even right from where the family is coming from. There are families that are like that. So to him it's normal. He can't just wake up to say, oh, today I will not, So it takes time. It takes that self-consciousness. It's a choice. That's why you say there's nothing spiritual about it. You don't fast and pray for a man to stop abusing you. It's not a spiritual thing.
Thank you so much. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back. Don't go away.
You have mood swings, you don't feel like you're worth anything. So of course in marriages we have situations that can lead to depression.
Welcome back. We're still having Positive Impact in the studio, I'm still your host, Joy Elenwo. We have a guest in the studio today, and he's going to tell us more about real estate. Please, could you introduce yourself, sir?
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Goodluck Esogwai.
Okay, and you are a real estate consultant?
Yes, a real estate consultant.
Okay,
City Estate.
Yeah, so tell us, what exactly is real estate?
Okay, real estate covers around everything about housing.
Yes.
Some persons just think it ends there, but it doesn't. Real estate, of course, in fact, I like to say it's gold.
Okay.
Because everything about human survival borders around real estate. I mean, the raw materials required for food, which is one of the three basic requirements for human survival, is gotten from land. Of course, you need to farm to raise crops for food. Of course, some other raw materials required for clothing is also gotten from land. You might say it got from animal skin, but then the animals still have to feed from the food gotten from land. And then you come down to housing. So there are three basic needs for human survival, which is the food, the clothing, and the shelter. So in real estate, we're talking about shelter. Of course, there are different forms of real estate. So person think real estate is just about buying land to build house and moving. It goes beyond that. We have industrial real estate. We have land real estate for those that just want to buy the land, allow it for a period of time, resell. We also have commercial real estate. Some persons buy and sell. That's also commercial real estate. And of course, we have residential real estate, where we see most of the persons buy properties, develop them, and rent them out. That's residential real estate.
That's quite educative. I know you consult for Capital City Development. Can you tell us a little bit about that company?
Capital City Development Limited is a real estate company that is into full-time housing development, building, construction, facility management, everything that borders around real estate as a whole. We started in Port Harcourt 7 years ago. So far, we have done so well with several projects going on in Port Harcourt and River State. About 13 estates at different locations. We have also expanded to different states in Nigeria, major cities. As we speak, we are in 10 different major cities, including Lagos, Abuja, Enugu, Anambra, and several other cities. Our vision as a company is to provide affordable housing to as many Nigerians as possible, and a lot of individuals have taken advantage of that opportunity through what we call a Pay Small Small scheme. So, like, the vision is to provide affordable housing. We have to make a way for individuals to buy properties in our estates, build their homes, and move in. I mean, we all know that property acquisition is sometimes we think it's just for the millionaires alone. But at Capital City Estate, we make it possible for every person to be able to buy a property in our estate and develop and move.
Yes, you just talked about Pay Small Small scheme. Please, can you expatiate on that?
Okay, this Pay Small scheme is a package we designed for low-income earners, middle-income earners to look at the various locations we have our properties, pick a particular property, make a little deposit for the property, we do the document and issue to them, then they spread the balance over a period of time. Now, we don't just stop there. When they complete payment for the property in our estate, we start discussing further on how we can build for them. Of course, the vision is to hand over the house keys to them. So I let them build by milestones. As they are paying, we are building. As they are paying, we are building until we complete the buildings and then moving.
So what sets you apart, from other real estate companies? What makes you unique?
Okay, I'll boldly tell you that we are intentional at Capital City Development Limited. We are intentional about the satisfaction of our investors. We are intentional about the security of their funds and investments. So we've seen and heard a lot of things happen in the real estate industry where people buy properties. You might buy a plot of land today, come back tomorrow, see somebody building on a parcel of land. So a lot of things happen. So but at Capital City, we ensure that we protect your interests on the part of the government by acquiring the necessary documentations, get the necessary approvals, registrations to back up the investment, and also on the part of community, we protect your interests. So at no point will you see any community person interfering with any of our investors. So if you come to Capital City Estate today, anywhere in Nigeria, you see people building at ease, at peace of mind, no form of encumbrance from anybody.
Okay, for those who are interested in your properties, what is the process and what is your payment plan like?
Okay, the first thing you want to do as an investor, I always encourage people to go and look at what they want to buy. So we make opportunities available for investors to come and do what we call the site inspection. It's free. So we put up a day in a week, or even make it open for as many as possible. So any day in the week, you contact us. We can take you around our estate. You look at the projects anywhere in Nigeria. You just give us a call. We'll take you around. We look at the projects. Then we come back and have a plan according to your budget. So some persons might think it's just for the millionaires. Like I said earlier, no, it's not like that. Just come. We want you to own your home. So we'll take you for inspection. After looking at the locations, you make your choice. Then we come back on the drawing table to devise a payment plan, which is where the pay small comes in. So you might want to do 6 months payment plan depending on your budget. You might want to do 12 months, 18, or even as far as 24 months. So we divide the payment plan. Then you make your first installment. We do part of the documents and issue to you. Your legal partner can go through the document and ensure it protects your interest. Then you spread your payment. At the end of the payment, we issue the land documents and of course do an allocation. At 70% payment, we allocate you to the land. You get to see the exact spot where you have your property. Then you start building. Let me also mention that these estates are well designed to give peace, comfort and luxury. So in the estate, we'll have full infrastructural development like tarred roads, drainage systems in place, electricity installation, street lights, neighborhood centers. We have clubhouse, we have hotel in the estate, we have supermarkets at different points. We also have playgrounds, everything that you can think of, including medical facilities right in the estate.
Talking about documentations, so what documentations do you give to your investors as, a guarantee? What documentations do you give to them? Okay,
that's a sensitive question because as far as real estate is concerned, you need to know the land title, the title document. So at Capital City Estates, we issue free deed of conveyance for most of our properties. We also have what we call the Global CFO. The Global CFO means we get a CFO covering the large expanse of land where we have our estates. Then you can now down to your various property to get a deed of assignment. But for your first installment or for the payment you made for your land, you're entitled to a free deed of conveyance and a registered survey, which you can go to the Ministry of Lands and Housing and chart it up and confirm that it is registered. So those are the documents we issue. Okay.
So what's the minimum amount someone can start with?
Okay. It's quite low, So you can start with as low as 50,000 naira. Really? Depending on the estate you are buying. I mean, but if you want to buy an estate that is worth 9 million naira, I don't expect you to start with 50,000, but that's a minimum amount actually. For the promo we are doing, 100,000 minimum deposit qualifies you for the promo. So you make a deposit of 100,000 naira, you qualify for a plot of land, you also qualify for the free food basket we are issuing currently. So you get to go home with free food baskets with food items like a bag of rice, noodles, groundnut oil, and what have you, a whole lot of things inside there. Even when you've not completed payments, you go home with those stuff and enjoy with your family.
Yes, you have a promo. When is the promo? Has it started already?
Yes, the promo has been on since the inception of the pandemic. We started as a palliative.
Okay.
But we have found it so difficult to end the promo because investors keep demanding, they keep asking for more. So we've left it running for a while now. Okay. So whoever buys now is entitled to that very promo.
If you buy a plot of land?
Yes, with your first installment, you are qualified for the food basket. In addition to that, we'll have what we call the fencing promo. It's a way of driving activity in our estate. Like full-time estate developers, we don't just sell lands to people and walk away. We want to ensure that the place you buy this property is appreciated. So we devise strategies to drive development in our estate. One of those strategies is our fencing promo. Okay. So once you complete payment for a plot of land, we introduce a 25% discount to fence your property for you. So look at the BOQ for the fencing of how many plots you acquired. We give you 25% discount to say, please come and start fencing your property. So you don't come to our estate and see bushes everywhere. At least you can see activity. Those that are not building at least are fencing. So something is going on in our estate at every point in time.
So where the locations of Capital City in the nation, where are they located?
Okay, let me start with the ones outside Port Harcourt, then come back to Port Harcourt. In Lagos, we have Estate at Ebe, very nice location there, fast developing environment. We have at Ibejuleki, which we have at Idu, we have at Lugbe Phase 2, Enugu we have at Gulf Annex, we also have at Amojinike, Asaba we have at Okpanam, we also have at Ogushako, Uyo we have at the Airport Road, Uyo, just by the express. They are very strategic location. We also have at Anambra State, Oka, we also have in Owerri, there in Owerri we have at Obinze, we have at Avu, we have at Irete, we have at Omoagwo, we'll have at different locations. So just call the number on the screen, we'll take you to those locations. Then down here in Port Harcourt, we have various massive projects going on. At SARS Road, we have a beautiful new town layout, a very beautiful location where we are doing infrastructural development, several other facilities coming up there. We have at Teneka, new town, the Rosewood Supreme Estate. We have at Toma, where we are doing a low-cost housing, and we have at Tipo, just around Port Harcourt International Airport. Okay, we have your number, and we're going to contact you when we have more questions and concerns. Thank you so much for watching. We've come to the end of this program. We'll see you again next week, same station, same time. God bless.